It's not fair. Rather, according to the Minnesota State Fair, state-protected gun rights don't apply here. Another American Republic-hating, gun right-infringing dirty pile of Democrat crap napkins has been dropped in the hopper. H.R. 4953 is hunting for the AR-15. And our 2A for Today Modern Militiawoman spotlight is on a woman who found herself in the midst of a gangbang. But little did they know, she had a little bang bang of her own. Welcome to 2A for Today. For Today is a program where we explore all things Second Amendment, all things that protect, threaten, and violate the Second Amendment rights of all Americans. My name is Zoe, and I'm the host of 2A for Today. It's not fair. Rather, according to the Minnesota State Fair, state-protected gun rights don't apply here. Folks, this round of lawfare takes us to the Minnesota State Fair, where lawyers are making every effort to defend a rule that puts the will of the State Agricultural Society above the law.
You will respect my authority!
The Great Minnesota Get-Together is the second largest state fair in the United States by total attendance, boasting a little over 2.1 million in attendance in 2019. The fair was canceled in 2020 due to coronavirus, and I'm sure that gun owners are concerned about both the uptick in violent crimes and antics of Antifa activists over the last 15 months. The Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, the MGOC, have filed a lawsuit to overturn the restriction that the fair has imposed for the last several years. According to the chairman of the MGOC, Brian Strasser, people weren't being disarmed or told to take their gun back to their vehicle prior to the installation of metal detectors. The installation of metal detectors is the bridge too far. It's clear their intent is to keep out law-abiding permit holders along with those carrying illegally. And that's not allowed under Minnesota state law. That's why we're seeking this injunction. Now, according to a strongly worded letter written by the attorneys for the Sassy State Agricultural Society, the State Agricultural Society has the obligation and the authority to impose rules and policies that prioritize the health and safety of fairgoers.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Well, they certainly haven't produced any statute to that effect when challenged, and as a side note, if they did, it would be unconstitutional junk mail anyway. For nearly a decade, we've been asking the State Fair to actually produce a policy. We've asked for them to produce their ordinances, their policy, the legal justification for their prohibition. In fact, their counsel has told us that these documents simply don't exist. Now, the controversy exists because private businesses can put up signs that prohibit firearms on the property, and you can be charged for trespassing if you don't yield. However, the state fair is not privately owned, and the law does not list the fairgrounds as a place where guns are explicitly prohibited like it does for jails, courtrooms, daycare centers. As an arm of state government, the Minnesota State Agricultural Society is completely preempted under multiple state statutes from prohibiting the lawful carry of firearms on the state fairgrounds or during the Minnesota State Fair, the MGOC said.
A fly.
Minnesota gun owners seem to have had enough. This kind of story demonstrates with clarity that if you give a weed an inch, it'll take over the garden. Every unconstitutional act that we allow gives those who seek to be our overlords a more inflated sense of authority. If we don't pull them out by the roots in the early stages, we'll be trying to rid ourselves of them for decades to come. Another American Republic-hating, gun right-infringing, dirty pile of Democrat crap napkins has been dropped in the hopper. H.R. 4953, authored by a creator-given right-hating representative of nonsense policy, U.S. House Representative Ted Deutch, has introduced a bill this month that will require any semi-automatic rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine to be registered under the National Firearms Act. We'll keep you in the loop when we finally get our hands on the text of the bill. When Ted Deutch was asked what the president thought about his proposal, this is what he had to say.
I couldn't begin to tell you how the president makes decisions and what goes on in his mind. I don't know.
I look to Dr. Sherwood. Are we moving?
Joe Biden.
Wake up.
I should probably go home. I'm tired.
Joe Biden. Wake up.
Joe. I'm tired.
Joe Biden.
What's happening?
Of course, Ted was talking about President Trump in 2018, but it's obvious that his comments were better suited for that guy.
Mr. President, wake up.
And our 2A for Today Modern Militiawoman spotlight is on a woman who found herself in the midst of a gangbang, but little did they know she had a little bang bang of her own. Our 2A for Today Modern Militiawoman was sitting in the parking lot minding her own business when 4 to 5 men walked up to her vehicle. One of the thugs trained his gun down on her and demanded her to get out of the vehicle and hand over her purse. Another man entered the vehicle and began searching for valuables and inquiring about her keys, phone, and wallet. Our 2A for Today Modern Militiawoman decided to give them her gun. Bullets first. She pulled out a weapon and fired off a round, sending her brute courtiers running back to their mama's basements. The woman's shot didn't find its mark, but it hit the spot at just the right time and turned a potential tragedy into a Second Amendment victory. 3 cheers for our 2A for Today Modern Militiawoman. That concludes our program for today, but again, in the coming weeks and months, 2A for Today will be talking to experts, scholars, trainers, and all forms of gun right activists and Second Amendment proponents to answer the many questions that we all have and unpack the various laws and trespasses of our rights that have already been enacted and those that are on the horizon. Again, if the Second Amendment is important to you, make sure to subscribe to the New American Magazine and get on the top daily headlines mailing list so that you get an email alert anytime we upload a video or stream a live event. And share these videos with your family and friends who feel the same, or those that are riding the fence between liberty and tyranny who need a little more convincing. You've been watching 2A for Today. My name is Zoe. Post your comments or questions, and we'll try to address as many as we can, as fast as we can in the coming weeks and months. Thank you for watching 2A for Today.